Yes, with another one. I am live, y'all. So y'all come on in the room. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, and share your girl out as well. Yeah, y'all. So like y'all see the title, what is going on with these gas prices, right? It is completely out of control, right? Okay, like seriously, right? So you pull up to the pump, you look at the numbers, and you're thinking, you know what, this gotta be a mistake, right? But it's not a mistake. You're not daydreaming, and you might be in a nightmare looking at those numbers, right? Okay, you're thinking to yourself, those numbers got to be wrong. Okay, but it's really not, right? This we're actually in reality with these sky high prices at the pump, right? People are seeing $5, $4. You know where I'm at, 3.99, right? Ridiculous prices at the pump, right? And for a lot of people, this isn't just frustrating, right? It's stressful because gas isn't optional. The car got to run on gas. Your trucks, they have to run on gas. The buses, they have to run on gas, right? You needed to go to work. You needed to take your kids to school. You needed to run errands. You needed to live your everyday life, right? So when prices spike, it doesn't just hit your wallet, it hits your entire routine, right? So today we're just not just talking about why gas prices are high, right? We're talking about what we can actually do about it. All right. So y'all come on in, drop down in those comments below here as we discuss. Let me know y'all opinions on it as well, because we're gonna be giving you real strategies, real habits, right? And real ways, okay, to save money starting today, right? So if you feel like this information is right up your alley, y'all come on in the room, okay, and join the conversation and go ahead and discuss with us as well, right? What are your thoughts on it, right? Because you might not be in control of the price at the pump, but you do have control on how much you spend, right? So let's get into it. Okay. So let's talk about why gas prices feel out of control, right? So before we get into resolutions and solutions on how we can navigate through high gas prices, right? So gas prices don't just randomly go up. Something has to happen, right? They're affected by things like oil supply and demand, right? So there's a supply and demand. So America, United Kingdom, South Africa, all these different countries, right? It's a demand for it. We have to have gas to fuel our cars so that we can get to work. We got to have gas so that we can actually take our kids to school. We got to have gas to navigate our everyday lives. It's a necessity. So it's oil is supply and demand. So it's a huge demand, right? Global conflict. So, as y'all all know, Israel, US, and Iran are in a global conflict, right? Okay, and thank y'all so much for those hearts. I appreciate it. So, we are in a global conflict, right? So, it is now putting pressure on further pressure on the demand for oil, right? Welcome, welcome, my mommy, your mom. Thank you so much. I appreciate you coming on in. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, right? So it's a global conflict. So the supply and the demand has skyrocketed, right? We need it to fuel our everyday lives, right? So the pressure is demanding right now. Global conflicts make this really, really heavy, right? Refinery issues, right? Seasonal demand. Y'all know when it's summertime, the prices are higher for gas, right? Because people start to go on vacation. People are flying more, right? People are doing road trips, right? So you're going to need more gas. So once again, the demand for gas is much, much higher. So the prices skyrocket during the summer months, right? Okay, and then even speculation in markets, right? So the stock market, when it goes up and it goes down, up and down, okay, that also make an impact on the supply and demand of the gas, right? So when you see prices jump, skyrocket overnight, it's usually going to be a ripple effect, okay, from something bigger, right? So here's some key takeaways from it. You can't control any of that, right? We can't control global conflicts, right? That's the powers that be. Right, we can't control that. We can't control the stock market, right? That's just how the markets flow. We have no control over it, right? Okay, but are we going to stress over it? Some people do, but we should not. Some people do, but we should not, right? We all want lower prices, right? And we'll take it by a couple cents, baby. I'll take 1 cent, 2 cent, 5 cent, 10 cent, whatever you can give me. I want lower prices at the pump. Hi, Skittles. Thank you so much for coming on in. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, right? So, we all want lower prices of gas at the pump, right? So, we're going to focus on what we can do, right, of consumers of this gas. What can we do, right? How to save money, okay, on gas. Let's start with the immediate wins, right? We got to save money by all costs, all costs. What can we do? Right? How can we save money, right? These are things we can actually do today, right now, right? Okay. Do you play Roblox? No, Skittles, but I know that's a fun game. I know that it's a very fun game, right? Okay, what can we do today? Can you change the way you drive? Now that's number one, right? Okay, this alone can save you more than you think. Aggressive driving. Okay, raise your hand, put a one in the chat if you have aggressive driving. Who has a lead foot? Who has to make sure they get to work on time? And baby, sometimes they're leaving the house 5, 10, 15 minutes and they are flying down the road, right? Aggressive driving, that's one of them, right? All right, Skittles putting a one in the chat, right? Aggressive driving, speeding, right? Rapid acceleration, hard braking, all of that burns fuel fast, right? So you're speeding down the interstate, right? Trying to make it to work, right? So the speed limit is 70 miles per hour, but honey, you are going 80, 85, trying to make it by 8 o'clock a.m., right? Trying to make sure you're not tardy, trying to make sure your attendance is on point. That is burning too much fuel, right? So speeding, that's number one. Rapid acceleration, right? All y'all lead foot people out there, okay? As soon as you get in the car good, you are speeding fast. You have your foot pressed down on the gas pedal. You are punching it, right? You pressing that pedal to the metal, right? I go over 100 miles per hour. See, Skittles say he flying down the road. Flying down the road, you are burning too much gas, right? You are burning too much gas. Okay, too much fuel is being burned when you have that pedal to the metal, right? And also another thing a lot of people are doing, we're flying down the road. We're driving 70, 80 miles per hour on the interstate. We're trying to get where we're trying to get. Then all of a sudden, traffic starts to slow down, right? Because y'all know that traffic jams come up, you got a hard brake. Okay, that's also burning a lot of fuel. So we got to change our habits. We got to change the way we drive, right? Okay, right? We got to change the way we drive, right? All of that. Okay. Yeah. So there's a lot of Leroy's out there. And Leroy, if you're watching, thank you so much for subscribing. I appreciate you as well. Okay. So instead, let me tell you what you need to do. Accelerate smoothly, right? Don't put the pedal to the metal all fast. Hit the gas pedal nice and easy, right? Give yourself some time from work to make sure you get to work on time so that you can accelerate nice and easy because we have to make sure we save our gas, right? Maintain steady speeds. I know that's a hard one out there for our speed racers out there. Maintain steady speeds, right? If the speed limit is 70 miles per hour on your interstate, make sure you do that. Thank you for liking and subbing. I appreciate you, Skittles. Thank you. Thank you, right? So make sure you maintain regular speeds, right? And avoid unnecessary braking. So be a cautious driver, right? Okay. Make sure you looking up the road, seeing like, hey, you know what? A lot of people are braking early. Okay. Go ahead and slow down. Okay. Give yourself enough space in between you and the next vehicle ahead of you so that you're not slamming on brakes and wasting unnecessary fuel because we need every drop of fuel, right? We need every drop we can get, right? Okay. Also, even slowing down by as little as 5 to 10 miles per hour on the highway, right, can really save you fuel, right? Slow down. Okay. Go ahead and start waking yourself up a little earlier, 5 to 10 minutes before you normally would leave work, so that you're not rushing out the door, you're not speeding, and you can avoid all of the accelerating and hard braking, right? Go ahead and slow down and save yourself some time, because we need every drop of fuel we can get, right? All right. Another big one you can do is use cruise control, right? Use cruise control. Use it on the interstate, okay? Use it on your highways, right? Cruise control will keep your speed consistent, right? So you're not always pressing on the brakes to slow down. Someone's driving a bit slower ahead of you, okay? You're not speeding up and speed around different cars, right? Use cruise control so you have a nice, easy travel. Okay, right? It's less fluctuations in your speeds, right? That means less fuel being wasted, right? Okay, so we're talking about some tips on how we can save on our gas, because it is skyrocket high out here. Okay, go ahead and use cruise control, right? Cruise control. Also, lighten your car. You're like, lighten my car? What do you mean? How do I lighten my car? How I get my car to weigh less, right? Extra weight in the car will burn more fuel. Did y'all know that? Yeah. Lighten your car. So take out all those unused items in your car, right? So what we got to do is go in our trunks. Go in your trunks, take out unused items, right, that you don't need. You know, a lot of us go on vacations and we leave our suitcases in the trunks, right? Some of us use our trunks for storage, right? With different containers, with clothes, right? Books, different items that we have, right? So our trunks are loaded down because we're using it as an extra storage. Take the time now, go through your trunks of your cars, okay, of your trucks, your SUVs, and go through and see what you don't need, because you need to lighten your car. Extra weight will burn more fuel on your car, right? Okay, heavy gear. So, all my mechanics, okay, all my construction workers, right? All my guys that's out there and ladies that's out here working, and you have all of your metal toolboxes, right? The coolers in your vehicles. Do you really need those every day, right? Go through your vehicles, right? The cars, the work trucks. Go through them. Maybe you don't need the metal toolbox. Maybe you just need to have the different tools laid out in the back of the truck, right? Maybe have them in a light duffel instead, right? Have a lighter case versus those metal toolboxes. That could really, really save you, right? That could really save you some money. Okay, lift that weight, right? And also, all my travelers who have the roof racks on top of the cars, right? If you're just simply going to work, you don't need the roof racks, right? You don't need that for your vehicles, right? You don't need that because you're not going to be strapping any storage on there. You don't need the roof racks for your bikes, right? Put that on for the weekend if you need it, right? If you need it for your bikes and for traveling. But during the work week, take those roof racks off, lighten the load on your car, right? So that you can save on gas, right? Extra weight burns more fuel. So go ahead and lift the weight off the car. Okay. Another tip. Another tip that you have is check your tire pressure, right? Yeah, check your tire pressure. That's another good tip so that you can save on gas, right? Underinflated tires can create more resistance, right? Okay, so that means your engine is working more, right? Your engine is working more because it's underinflated, right? And that burns more gas. If the engine is overworking, you're burning more gas, right? So you want to check your tires at least once a month. Now, we know we got some people out there, I don't know how to check the pressure in my tires. That's all right. Go down to the car dealership, go down to your local mechanic, turn on YouTube, look at some videos, see what you can do to learn how to check your tire pressures, right? We're trying to save gas at all costs, right? So we're in a pivotal moment, right? These gas prices are going higher and higher and higher. And we got to do what we got to do to save this money, right? So check your tire pressures at least once a month. Go on YouTube, learn how to do it. If you still don't feel confident, go to your local car dealership or find a local mechanic that will do that for you, right? And then while they're doing it, if the local mechanic can show you how to check your tire pressure, make sure you do that, right? Because we need to be saving on gas, right? All right, another big one. I'm guilty of this one, y'all. I am guilty of this one. Is avoid idling. You're like, idling? What is that? Right. That's sitting in your car with the engine running. Put a one in the chat if y'all like to sit in your car and let the engine run. Sometimes I do that. I do that, right? So if I'm in the grocery store, right? I'm finished grocery shopping. All right, I've gotten everything I want. And then I go in my car because I'm thinking of, okay, where I want to go somewhere to go pick something up to eat. So I said, oh, you know what? I want to get something to eat at Jersey Mike's, right? At Jersey Mike's. So I say, hey, let me go on my app on my phone and I'm going to place my to go order at Jersey Mike's because I want me a number 8 sub all the way, baby, right? Okay, guess what's doing? My car is idling, burning gas while I'm sitting there putting my order in to go and pick it up. I am burning my gas. I am wasting so much gas by sitting in my car, right? Letting the engine just go and go and go and run, right? Okay, that's gas literally disappearing in front of my eyes and I'm not utilizing it, right? If you're waiting more than 1 minute in your car, turn the engine off. You're like, I got to put my order in. You got to change your routine up, right? So as we're in the store grocery shopping, right? We're at the checkout lane. We're already finished up. Go by the ice machines, go in the front of the store right before you get in the car. And you said, you know what? I want to put my order in for my Jersey Mike. Go ahead and turn on your phone and pull up your Jersey Mike app. Order your food, okay, while you're right still in the store, okay, and go ahead and get your order placed so that you're not sitting in the car, okay, running your gas. We got to change our routines, y'all. We got to change our routines, right? Simple things like that can save you money, right? Because think about how many times you're going to the grocery store, right? So some people like to shop throughout the week. They're picking up the kids' snacks, right? Okay. And then they want to pick up a little something before they go home. So think about how much time you're sitting in the car 3 days a week, sitting idle in the parking lot, just scrolling through your phone, and it's burning all of that gas, right? Hi, Glam Decor. Thank you so much for coming on the room, Queen. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Yeah. So, yeah, y'all, idle, sitting in the car, burning unnecessary gas. We can't afford it. We cannot afford it, right? Go ahead and turn those cars off here. If you have to sit idle in the car for just 1 minute, you are burning so much gas by doing that, right? It's all about our routines. We really have to change the way we navigate, right? Right? And then planning your trips, right? You're like, plan my trips. I just like to go. If I feel like I want to go to the corner store and pick up some juice or pick up some bread, I just want to go. Remember, we're all about trying to save money on gas, right? Hi, Unique Times. Thank you so much for coming on in. Thank you, Queen. Right? Now we have to change up our routines, right? So now we have to be more intentional about how we plan our trips, right? Okay. Don't make 5 separate trips, right? So, on Saturdays, on the weekends, oh, you know what? I like to get up and say, you know what? I'm going to go to Starbucks, get me a little coffee, and then I come back home, right? do a little breakfast or whatever. Okay, and then next I'm going out to the gym for my workout. Okay, so I go to the gym, I do my workout, right? Get me, and then I'm going to drive and get me a smoothie. Okay, from Smoothie King. All right, then I'm going to come back home, right? And then I'm going to shower, and then I'm going to go back out, okay, and get me some lunch, right? Okay, at Burger King or Five Guys or something like that. Then I'm coming back home, okay, watch a little movie, and then I'm going back out for dinner, okay, at Longhorn Steakhouse. Too many trips, right? I like to plan my trips. Exactly, Glam Decor. Yeah, plan your trips because just in that one day, I've burned so much unnecessary trips. You know what I'm saying? From me going out and getting Starbucks coffee. I got to plan my trips, right? Instead of me saying, okay, I need to save money on gas. Let me go ahead on and get the Starbucks Keurig, and I have my Keurig machine. I can get Starbucks at the house. I got Starbucks at the house. Yes, that's right. Yeah, unique. I got Starbucks at the house. Let me go ahead and invest in my Keurig machine, and let me go ahead and get my Starbucks. Okay, little pods. Pop it in my machine, and I got Starbucks at the house. Right. That's one trip eliminated. Okay. Also, going to the gym. You're like, but you gotta work out. You gotta work out as well, but you could do home workouts as well, right? Walk the neighborhood, right? Get some fresh air, walk the neighborhood, invest in your dumbbells, okay? Invest in your weights, right? Have a little weight system at your house. Also, get you some treadmills, a walking pad. Okay, they have great little walking pads on Amazon. Okay, go to Walmart. Okay, very reasonable price, right? Get your walk on at home. Absolutely. Hi, Miss Mika. Thank you so much for coming on in the room, Queen. I appreciate you. Right? So get your walk on at home, right? You got the walking pads, you got the neighborhood. Invest in your weights, okay? At the house. That's one trip eliminated, right? Okay. Also, maybe eliminating all these fast food restaurants. Like I said, I'm gonna go to Burger King and get me some lunch. We got burgers at home. Make you some homemade food at home. Make you some steaks instead of going out to dinner every weekend. Make you some steaks at home, right? Change your routine. Think about it in a different way, right? Yes, welcome in, welcome in. Thank y'all so much for joining us today, right? We are talking about gas prices are out of control. What can we do? Right, to save money. They are literally out of control, right? Okay. So, yes, so cut all those extra trips out. You don't need them. You really don't need them, right? Okay. Things we can literally do to save so much money at the pump, you actually can do it, right? Okay. So, you can also Uber Eats. You're like, oh, you know what? I could just put the money and save it and go ahead and do Uber Eats, right? So you can say, hey, let me go ahead and have Uber Eats deliver my food. It will save me a ton of money on gas. I can have Walmart deliver my stuff. Amazon can deliver my products, right? It's saving you so much, especially if you got Amazon Prime. You get free shipping on that. So you're not burning no gas, you're not paying no shipping, you're getting all your products delivered. So you got to think about that as well, right? Okay, gas here is almost $7. Oh my goodness, Mika. Mika, you must be on the West Coast. Okay, you must be on the West Coast. I have a walkable downtown. That's a great way to save. Yes, Glam Decor. So being in areas that are walkable. Okay, if you're able to walk to the stores, if you're able to use the shops, the grocery stores, right? That's around you, start utilizing your neighborhoods, right? A lot of neighborhoods are built that way. So utilize it. Get out there and exercise and use what's convenient to you, right? 43 people in the live. Thank y'all so much. I appreciate y'all. Y'all make sure y'all like the live, comment, and subscribe as well. I appreciate y'all. Yes, thank y'all so much, right? So y'all have some great tips out there as well, right? Okay, so you want to make sure y'all are utilizing your environment. Uber Eats, okay? Like Glam Decor says, she's using her walkable neighborhood, right? She's using what's available to her to make sure she's saving on her gas. Mika said gas is $7 a gallon. My mind is blown. That's almost double what it is here in my state. That is insane. $7? That's crazy, y'all. Yes, double tap that screen, y'all, and like the live, right? $7. That's double what it is here in my state, right? That is huge, right? And also combine your errands, like we just stated. We go different places to make different several trips. So on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, you might like to grocery shop, and then on Tuesdays and Thursdays, okay, you might like to go to the gym, right? Let's go ahead and change up our routines, right? So why not, instead of going grocery shopping on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, just go grocery shopping on Tuesday and Thursday, right after you went to the gym, right? Okay, so that you can cut out an extra trip. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Up next with Lamar. Thank you so much for coming on in. I appreciate you. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe as well. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Weekdays, okay? Utilize your weekdays as best you can, right? You want to cut down on extra trips. We're trying to save money on gas, y'all. So we got some great tips for y'all, right? And then also map out efficient routes, right? You want to map it out. Hi, Pits Life. Welcome, friend. Come on in. Thank you so much. Okay. You want to map it out. You like, map it out? Yes, map it out, right? Go ahead and map it out. What is the shortest route to the grocery store, right? Now is not the time to do the scenic route. Like, oh, you know what? It's never a lot of traffic if I take it going down the road, right? No, we're saving on gas. Go ahead and turn on maps, turn on Google Maps, right? Go ahead and map it out and click on that fastest route. Okay, you want to map it out because you have to save money. We are in a critical point with this gas. Mika just said her gas is $7 a gallon. We are in a critical point at this time, right? It's critical, very critical. Hi, Crystal's World. Thank you so much, Queen, for coming on in. I appreciate you as well. Right? So we're at a critical point right now, right? Okay, so we have to do what we need to do. So making sure we go and map out where we need to travel, right? Map it all out. Okay. So you're like, oh no, I like to go by such and such house. No, we have to cut that route out, right? Map out your routes, making sure you plan appropriately, right? We're cutting out all the separate trips. We're combining our errands, right? And we're making sure our routes are efficient, right? Gas is over $4 and 4.20 here for premium. See, up next with Lamar. You're already over $4 in your area. That is insane. Yes, it's high for everyone. It really is. It really is. It is very high, right? Okay. And also, less driving equals less gas being burned, right? That's just simple. Drive less gas you're going to be being burned, right? Also, another option is finding cheaper gas, right? How many of y'all be out there scouting to see who has the cheapest gas? Is it Sam's Club, right? Is it Kroger, right? Is it Shell? Okay, is it Exxon, the BP? We are now laser focused on where should I get my gas, because I can't just go to what's right here close to me anymore. If the gas is $7 next to me, I gotta find Sam's Club where it's gonna be $5, right? So we gotta start thinking strategically. Who has the cheapest gas, right? Okay. We have to do that. Yeah, they ride bikes in my city. We have scooters. Oh, wonderful, Mika. Yeah, so that's what you're gonna have to start looking at as well. What are some alternate ways of getting around? Scooters. the e-bikes, right? Taking public transportation. We're going to have to start looking at alternate ways to make it around the city, right? Glam Decor says she has a walkable city. So she's able to walk to get the necessities that she needs. Mika said her city has the scooters and the bikes, right? So we have to make sure the area that we live in is very convenient, right? Okay, stands by me only down 20 cents. Wow. Right. See? But 20 cents is 20 cents. I'm going to take that 20 cent versus somewhere else paying a higher rate. Okay, even if it's by 1 cent, I'm taking that deduction in the gas. Let me get in the Sam's Club line because I got to make sure I'm saving all I can. I wish I had a walkable city. Yeah, Pitt's life. A lot of people in the rural area, especially in the South, not a lot of walkable cities out there. So most definitely that is difficult. Very difficult. It really is. Right. Yeah, absolutely. Right. Okay. So finding cheaper gas, okay? Because not all gas stations charge the same. Y'all know we've been through price gouging before. As soon as a conflict hit, summertime hit, the gas start to go higher, right? And gas stations take advantage of the people, the consumers, right? Like y'all need it. It's supply and demand. So I'm gonna jack these prices up because I can, right? So that's why we don't see a consistency in the prices everywhere because hey, they say I'm in it for profit, so I know y'all need it, so I'm gonna do what I can do. Which there should be some laws, more stricter laws against that, especially during these kind of times where they should not allow the gas stations to raise these prices like that. Yeah, right? Also, another good thing is use apps to compare prices nearby as well, right? Okay, so some apps that you can use to save if you haven't already used them is the Upside app, right? Okay, the Upside app is another good one that can help you save money at the gas pump, right? And going higher and higher. It really is unique. It really is. There's definitely should be against the law. It should be against the law, Pitts Life, because we can't afford it. Mika State is already at $7. Is it going to triple to 14? Like, when is it going to stop? When is it going to stop? Right? Okay. I use Upside. Oh, unique. Okay. Yes. So unique. We got a testimony on here. So unique use Upside app, right? That's a very popular one. Save money on gas. So we're giving y'all some resources here. Use the Upside app. Okay. Another good one is Gas Buddy. Okay. Gas Buddy is another good app. It's going to save you money at the pump as well, right? It is in our state. Okay. Okay, that's good as well. Yes, Glam Decor said it's in her state, right? Gas Buddy. Yeah, unique. That's another good one. Gas Buddy. Okay. Also use Fuel Rewards. Okay. So we've got 3 apps that you can use that will save you money, right? Upside app, you've got the Gas Buddy and the Fuel Rewards, right? So 3 resources. Okay, we're helping everybody save money. Okay, so those are 3 resources, right? Okay, and just like Unique said, Sam's Club had a 20 cent difference, okay, from some of the other gas stations around, right? So even saving 10 to 20 cents per gallon will save money over time. It all adds up. It all adds up. You're like, oh, 20 cent. That's huge. We taking it. We are taking it because all of it will save money over time. I use Fuel Rewards. Okay. All right. So Miss Unique, she has great testimonies, y'all. So she's done had the Fuel Rewards, the Gas Buddy, and the Upside app. So make sure y'all research, download these apps so that y'all can start saving money because like Mika said, $7 in her state already, you got to do what you got to do. So Mika, write these apps down. Make sure you're using these because it is a lifesaver out here, right? Fuel rewards apply at the gas stations and get some off. Oh, that's awesome. So yeah, that's a great perk. It really is. So fuel rewards is a great perk. It really is. Yeah. Really, really is, right? Okay. And anytime you can save money, it's a win, right? Anytime you can save money, it's a win, right? It's all about how you are navigating your routines, right? Like we said, you've got to change your routines. You've got to cut down on how many times you're going out here burning your fuel. You got to cut down on being idle, okay, in the cars, right? We already said that. You got to change up your ways, okay, because you are spending and losing too much fuel, right, by not being strategic and learning how to navigate, right? Okay, and you say, I'm using all the perks I can get. I know that's right, Unique. Right, we got to do it all, right? Glam Decor says she also used rewards. Wonderful. Okay, with my Walmart subscription, I save money if I buy at their station. It's a big help. Awesome. Okay, so y'all, we got another one here. So Pitts Life stated with her Walmart subscription, right? She's able to save money at the Walmart, okay, gas stations as well. So if y'all already are subscribed to Walmart, take a look at that. That's another big savings at the gas tank. Okay, so y'all need to look at all of the different subscriptions that you have and see what kind of perks you get. So Walmart is giving you savings at the pump. So y'all check your fine print on that. Okay, Glam, yes, you can use as many as you can. That's awesome. Double up, triple up. Use them all, right? So you can stack. You can stack them up, y'all. So y'all, we got some good tips and resources in here for y'all, right? Okay. All right. So smart spending habits. We have to have it, right? We've got to have it. Not going beyond the pump, right? Okay. We got to have smart spending habits, right? Saving money on gas, right? Is how you spend money overall, right? So let's talk about carpooling, right? How many of y'all carpool now? Drop a one in the chat if you carpool. Okay. Anyone carpool right now when they're going to work with family or co-workers? That's also big as well, right? Splitting the cost of the gas. So if you got some co-workers, all right, everybody works 8 to 5, and you and your co-workers say, hey, you know what, let's all get together, let's split the cost of the gas, let's all save money by riding together. That's another way you can save money, is carpooling, right? Okay, especially some of us who are in the rural areas and we don't have walkable cities. We don't have like the ability to get on the buses and the ability to use the scooters. Okay, also carpooling, right? Okay, I know some of y'all like, I'm spending too much time at work with the co-workers already. I don't want to have to ride in the car with them, but we're gonna have to change our thinking, right? This is how we have to change our thinking. Carpooling, right, will save you a lot of money, right? Okay, that will save you a lot of money. Alternate driving, right? So y'all get together, and even if it's not with the coworkers, maybe it's with friends and family. Maybe all of y'all have to go to work at the same time, or different shifts at will. Alternate driving, right? So one day you take the car and you pick everybody up. The next day your co-worker say, okay, I'll be the driver for Wednesday, right? So y'all can alternate driving so we all can save a little bit of money on the gas, right? We need to work together as a community, work together as a neighborhood, right? As a unit. So we have to get out of, me, myself, and I. That doesn't work. That doesn't work, right? We can't get into that mode. We all have to think about each other as working together as a group now. Like, how can I help my fellow man? How can I help each other? What can we do to work this out, right? Okay. Even once or twice a week makes a difference, right? Okay. So you're like, you know what? I can't handle doing it 5 days a week with the coworkers, but twice a week, maybe 3 times a week, I can do it, right? But any little bit helps. Okay. We're trying to make sure we save money at all costs, right? And we just got through talking about using reward programs, right? Okay. Many gas stations and credit cards offer cash back or points, right? Do some of y'all have like the Capital One cards, your Discover cards, American Express? Do you have it to where you get cash back? Y'all need to start looking at the fine prints on your credit cards, right? Use those cash back to help save you money to put into the gas tank, right? Look at some of those credit cards and see what kind of perks you get, right? Because some of us were like, oh, I'm not even paying attention to that credit card. I done put it up. Y'all might need to pull it back out. Look at what the cash back offers are on those credit cards so that you can use the cash back money towards your gas. All right. Use that as your gas fund, right? Think about it in a different way. Because normally we say, oh, the cash back, oh, I'm gonna use that to go out and eat. Mm-mm. Let's reel that in. Let's reel that in. You're gonna need that cash back for this gas, right? You're gonna need that cash back for the gas. Now, like I said, you gotta change the way you think. Okay, we have to start shifting, right? We gotta start thinking in different ways on how we can save this money, right? It might seem small, right? It might seem small, but over time, over days, over weeks, over months, it will start to build, right? So as you're using your credit card and you're getting that cash back money, right? That cash back money is going to start to build and build and build, right? So you're like, you know what? Everything that I'm doing here is working for my good, right? All of the cutbacks, everything that I'm doing is happening over time, right? And it's working out. It's all adding up, right? So set a budget, start being intentional, really focus, really strategize, right? Really plan on making a way to make sure that you lower the cost for your gas over time, right? Now, work from home if you can. Now, that's a big one, right? Work from home if you can. Now, as a group of coworkers, if everyone is in the office, right? We all have to drive to work, right? $7 where Mika State is at. That's huge, right? As a group of coworkers, you all need to get on one accord and go to your bosses, your supervisors, right? And let them know to say, hey, we're all feeling the strain. We're all feeling the hurt of these gas prices, right? Can we have a hybrid? Can we work from home 2, 3 days out the week, right? If we can't do it 5 days out the week, can we work from home, 2 to 3 days out the week, right? Yep, cut back so your government doesn't have to. Exactly, Graham. Thank you so much for coming on in. That's a great point, right? So we have to make sure that we do the cutting back ourselves, right? Okay. That's one less commute per week we can do if we all get together as a group, right? We can make things happen when we stand together, all right? Big in numbers, right? Okay, so if you all get together, talk to your supervisor, because I'm sure the supervisors, they're hurting too, right? They got to make that same travel like you do, right? Get together, okay? Make sure you have some talking points on it. Have a leader, someone who's going to lead the talk, right? And show how everyone's going to be productive. Some companies have already decided to let people be hybrid, right? Okay. Some people have already done that. So you most definitely shoot your shot. The only thing they could say is no, right? Shoot your shot. You never know. The only thing they could say is no. We cannot allow y'all to work from home. But one band, one sound. One band, one sound, right? Everybody needs to get together because we are in critical times right now, right? Critical times. We're not seeing anything coming down. The prices not going down, they're going up. Prices are going up. Like we said, Mika, she's at $7 already in her state, right? Double what we're currently at right now. So, and it's only going up, right? Okay. Using public transportation. Okay. Glam Decor said her state is her city is walkable. Okay. Everybody doesn't have a walkable neighborhood, right? Mika said she's using the bikes, the scooters to get around, right? So much that we can do. We have to start using public transportation if your area supports it, right? Okay. Now it's not always convenient. Now in my area, I'm in the South, so the bus, it doesn't come on a regular basis, right? So it's not going to be convenient where it's going to come like clockwork. It doesn't happen that way, right? A lot of the buses in my area, they're not close to you. You may have to walk quite a distance to get to the nearest bus stop, right? So a lot of that happens in some of these rural areas, right? Okay. But if it can work for you, do it, right? Check out your bus systems, right? Sometimes there's a place called Park and Ride in my area, right? Get together with a group of people. You can go park your cars in safe spots, and then there's a trolley, a bus, a transit that will come at the park and ride and bring people into the city. So if you're Monday through Friday, maybe 8 to 5, and they have that set up in your areas, go to the park and rides. Check the schedule, see what is available in your area. Maybe if you can't get to a bus, check out the park and ride systems where you can go park your car and then travel into the cities. A lot of people in my area, in a rural area, we have to travel 30, 45 minutes out to get into the cities to get to our jobs, right? So check out some of the things that your city may have, something that you may not have ever thought about before, right? Now is the time to start thinking outside of the box. Okay, it's time, right? We're in a critical moment, right? Yeah, absolutely unique. We're in a critical moment right now, right? And consider your vehicle, right? You're like, consider my vehicle. Yeah, is your car a gas guzzler? Okay, is your truck a gas guzzler? Right? Is it not very economical during this time? Right? Okay, something that you might need to start thinking about for the long term future, right? What if, what if the gas prices stay where they're at? What if this is the starting point of what the future will look like, right? With the gas prices being $4 and some change, $7, right? Or higher, right? I saw someone made a post that in Germany, their prices were already at $11, okay, for gas. And it was like, oh, it looks like America is going to be where we're at. We're already at $11. And I was like, $11? And I'm like, is that our future? It could be. It could be our future. So now you have to start thinking long term. Is this vehicle that I have serving me, right? Will I be able in the future continue to have this type of vehicle, okay, and have it make sense, right? So thinking about fuel efficient cars like the hybrids, okay, or getting smaller compact cars would be good as well. Now, some options that you could think about for the future is the Toyota Prius. Now, that's a hybrid car. So, Toyotas, y'all know we love a good Toyota now. That's very good, long lasting cars, very good on gas. Okay, and baby, you can put them Toyotas on the road for 25, 30 years, honey. Okay, and they will last a long time. Toyotas and Hondas for sure. Yeah, absolutely. Right? It definitely could be. Pitts Life. Yeah, glam decor. It's something that we probably don't want to happen, but it could happen, right? Like I said, I saw that post where it was like, oh yeah. And they are comfortable with it because it's their norm. $11 a gallon is their norm in Germany, right? They're comfortable with it. We're not comfortable at that point. Now we're tolerating 4, 5, 6, and 7, right? And so they're trying to get us comfortable as it keeps pushing and pushing our limits, right? I hope not, right? Glam decor, I hope not either. I hope not, right? Right. But you don't know. I feel like we're in an experiment at this point, like we're guinea pigs. They're testing us. How much are the people willing to take? How much pressure can we put on you? How much before the seams burst, before the people push back, right? So, but yeah, so something to consider. So you have to start thinking long term. Can my car really serve me if it's a gas guzzler and the prices do go up to 9, 10, $11 a gallon, right? Okay. It's going to be doable for me, right? Okay. But yeah, so the Toyota Prius, that's one car. It's a hybrid. It's very good. Toyotas, those last a long time, right? Those are cars, nice, compact, very reliable. But if you want an SUV, another one that's up there is the Honda CRV, right? That's another hybrid vehicle, right? So y'all we got to start researching. We have to start researching Hondas, Toyotas, okay? Vehicles that last a long time, right? My sister, she has her Toyota. Oh my goodness. From I'm gonna say what 1997. Okay, she's had her Toyota Celica. And y'all don't even make Celicas anymore. She's had her Toyota Celica since 1997. When I say the only thing she's had wrong with it was an oil leak, and she has kept it up, maintenance on it, oil changes, it's been moving really good. So I will say Toyotas, really good cars. So Hondas, really good cars, right? So start thinking about these hybrid vehicles now just for the future, right? Something to think about. Yeah, absolutely. Toyota runs forever. They really do, unique. They really do. Toyotas do run forever. They really do, right? Okay. And you're thinking, oh, I don't really want to buy another car. My car's running fine. However, with the gas prices and the longevity of those two vehicles, that could save you thousands of dollars over time, right? Lexus is a great one, runs forever. Pitts Life, yeah, Lexus is another one as well. I feel like Lexus and Toyota are the same. Y'all let me know, the ones who out there know about car makers, if Toyota and Lexus are made by the same manufacturer. I feel like they are. I feel like they are as well. But yeah, Lexus is another good one as well. So great investment and will last you for years, right? Will last you for years. My sister had her Toyota for a long time. Yeah, unique. Yeah, my sister, she is rocking and rolling with her Toyota since 1997. Hasn't had no issues with her car. She is riding. You hear me? Riding really good. Please remember that Jesus never loved. Oh my goodness. Jesus is king. Yes, yes. All right. Well, thank you so much for coming on in. But Jesus is king. Yes. All right. But yeah, y'all. So you can most definitely save thousands over time. Thousands over time, right? Okay. But yeah, you got to think about long-term strategies, y'all. Like I said, when I saw that guy from Germany said $11 for gas, he was like, oh, y'all gonna be on what we're on. I hope not, sir. But I hope, everything calm down and we can get back to normal, right? Okay. But we got to think bigger. We got to think bigger. We got to think larger. We got to think strategically, right? Because if gas prices stay high and continue to move higher, we're going to need sustainable solutions, right? So we got to change the whole way we think, right? Our whole routines have to change, right? The things we do. Like I said, I like to go and put my order in for Jersey Mike while I'm sitting in my car. My car is idling, burning gas, right? I'm just sitting there and I'm burning so much gas because my routine is I'm gonna put my order in while I'm sitting in the car, not thinking I'm burning so much gas by just sitting here in my car when I could have done that while I was in the grocery store, putting the order in and saving money, right? It's just how we got to think. Yes, exactly. Yes, absolutely. Yes, thank you. I appreciate y'all. Thank you. Thank you. Right? Okay. Drive less intentionally, right? Ask yourself, do I really need to make this trip? Right? You really have to ask yourself, do I really need to go to the grocery store today? Can I put it all on one day, right? Can I do that? Okay. Sometimes the answer is yes. Sometimes I do. I do need to go on this particular day. Okay. But sometimes it's just, it's out of habit because it's my routine. It's something I want to do. But the way everything is moving, the things are happening, we really can't go out of habit anymore, right? We have to be strategic now. We really do. Right. Right. You really have to be strategic, right? And we have to get out of that. They said nobody cares, literally. So we're gonna have to care. We're gonna have to care about each other. We're gonna have to care about our neighbors. We're gonna have to care about our family, right? Okay, we're gonna have to care about ourselves, right? So you all have to start thinking differently. So you got to start thinking differently now, right? So we have to start getting in our mind like this is could be our future, and we really have to start thinking in a different way, right? Okay? Start setting your budgets for gas. So people are like a budget for gas? Yes. You're going to have to start setting a budget for gas. If it gets to $11.93, you're going to have to set a budget for gas. That's that's gonna be a reality. You said a grocery budget. You're like, okay, all right, for my family, I'm gonna spend, $400 a week on groceries, right? Because groceries is expensive too, right? So you're like, okay, how much do I need for gas in a week? Okay, am I spending $200 a week? You're gonna have to put that in the budget now. 400 for groceries, 200 for gas, your light bill, your water bill, on top of your rent and mortgage, right? You're gonna have to start thinking about the budget. Yeah, you really are gonna have to start thinking about the budget, and you're gonna have to start setting up systems to start tracking your spending, right? Yes, yes, indeed. Yeah, glam. You're really gonna have to start thinking about it, right? You're gonna have to know where every dollar goes. Every dollar goes, right? Because if gas prices double and triple or quadruple, that's a big chunk of your income that is being going to gas, right? Okay, it's a part of our lives. You gotta have gas to run the cars, right? To take your kids to school. You just have to have it. It's a necessity, right? So you got to start thinking about what's going to be the gas budget. How am I going to track the spending of the gas, right? Okay, you got to be aware, right? And change your behavior. We have to start changing our behaviors, right? Definitely. Absolutely unique. We have to. Okay? And another big one is maintaining your vehicle. Ooh, right? Okay. Everybody's like, oh, yeah, I don't get my oil change. You're going to have to maintain your vehicle, right? Because a well maintained vehicle is a fuel efficient one, right? Okay. Getting regular oil changes, cleaning the air filters, okay? Making sure you have proper engine care. All of it matters. Because y'all know when we go get our oil change, right? And the mechanic come with that filter in his hand. And I'm like, if you don't get gone holding up that filter, I only came here to get my oil change. I don't want to see nothing about that filter being held up, sir. You are adding to my bill. I only came here for the oil change. But I'm about to get out of that because if he's showing me the filter is dirty and he's showing me it's all clogged up and he's like, look at this debris in here, right? It's a ripple effect. It's making my car less fuel efficient, right? I got the air on, I got the heat on. It's burning too much gas. I need to change the filter. I need to change the air filter. I don't want to, but I need to for the longevity of my gas, right? They always come with something. They do. Unique. They always come with something. It's never just an oil change, right? Yeah, for real, Pits Life, they always come with something. It's never just a oil change. It never is. It's always something they coming up with. And I'm like, oh, what now? Here he come with something in his hand. Your wiper blades look a little dull, sir. Now I got a little budget, and my budget is the oil change now. Ma'am, we just pulled this filter out, sir. I let my husband I let my husband look at that. That ain't on the cards today. I ain't got it, sir. I don't have it. It's always something, right? However, they are doing their job. They want to make sure that the cars and the trucks that we're riding in are well maintained, right? Because it's a ripple effect. All of that affects the gas. Little do we know. That dirty air filter is making you turn your air up and your heat up high. You're like, man, this air ain't blowing up good as it used to, right? And you're just wasting your gas because of that air filter that you didn't want to change, right? Yes, yes. So change the air filter. Right? Change that air filter. Okay. Also, you want to adjust your lifestyle, right? Adjust your lifestyle. It might sound extreme, but we are in extreme times. We're in extreme times, right? Okay. If you can, if it's doable for you, right? Maybe your lease is coming up in the spring, right? In the summer, maybe this fall, your lease is coming up. Try to move closer to work, right? Okay, to where it's walkable, it's a walkable distance, or you're able to catch more public transportation closer to the job, right? If it's possible for you, okay? Thinking about that, you're like, I don't want to move. It may be you need to move, right, to save more money, right? Changing your routines. We talked about that, right? Instead of doing going to grocery stores Monday, Wednesday, Friday, go to the grocery stores Tuesday and Thursday, right? Compact your routines, right? And change your work schedules if you can. As co-workers, y'all need to get together, one band, one sound. Okay, go together to the supervisors. Let them know we all got the same plight, the same issues. Okay, we all are trying to get here. We're all are burning gas. Why not work hybrid? We're able to work from home 2 days a week. 3 days a week. We will be productive, right? Okay. Put the cams, work from home. They have the cameras. Okay. Maybe have a little camera if they feel like the work production ain't going right. Have the little cameras or whatever, the webcam, set it up to reduce the driving. Something can be done if need be, right? Okay. Yeah. So y'all make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. All right. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Anything we can do to reduce driving, okay, is a must, right? It's a must, right? Okay. So at the end of the day, it's a mindset shift, right? Okay. At the end of the day, it's a mindset shift. Okay, your way of thinking has to change in the times that we are in, right? Because it really, really matters right now. It really does matter, right? Gas prices, they will go up, right? We've seen this before, right? We during the holidays, during summer, like we said, we go on vacations and they always push the gas prices up, right? And then they go back down to give us a little, relief when we got to go buy Christmas gifts and for the winter months and stuff like that, right? And then they go right back up, right? So they go up and down, right? We don't have no control over it, right? Okay. So they go back and forth, back and forth. Okay. That's our reality. This is our reality. We are living in this reality where we have no control over these gas prices, right? Okay. And what we can do though is change the way we think, right? Change our routines, right? Change our habits, right? Set these budgets. Okay. We can adapt. Okay, from the beginning of time, we are people that are able to adapt in any situation, right? So that's what we have to do. We will adapt, okay, to make sure that we continue to thrive. We will adapt, right? Because we will survive. We will, because that's what we do. It's all about how we respond to this, right? Okay, don't feel stressed, don't feel stuck. You just need to have a plan, right? Like we said, have a plan, right? Make small changes, start small, a little at a time, right? Like I said, avoid the idling in the car. Take your apps, things that you're doing in the car, do it in the grocery store so that you're not burning unnecessary gas. Slow down. Give yourself enough time to get to work, right? Not all the speeding and everything, right? Hi, yes, Mama's Cook. Thank you so much for coming on in. I appreciate you, right? Okay, start to build consistent habits, right? Start using the shortest, fastest routes to run your errands, run your routines, right? Make smarter decisions, right? Don't go the scenic route just because you want to be nosy and see what someone else is doing at their house this weekend. We're not wasting no extra gas. We're not doing that, right? We're not going to do it, right? Because when everything around you gets more expensive, the goal isn't just surviving it. We got to outsmart it, right? Okay. So the prices keep going out, but we're going to outsmart that, right? We're going to change our routines. We're going to change our habits because we have to make sure, okay, that we're able to survive this, right? Absolutely. We will. We will outsmart it, right? All right, y'all. So if any of the items that we talked about, okay, we talked about the fuel apps, right? Saving you money. We talked about the different routines you can do. We talked about the different vehicles that can help you for future longevity as well. If any of this helped you, all right, make sure y'all like, subscribe, and share this out as well, right? So a lot of people are feeling the pressure right now at the pump, and maybe this can help someone say, you know what? I am going to make these changes. I am going to be able to do it, for me, my family, my friends, my coworkers, right? Drop down in these comments, replay it. Tell me how you feel, how you're feeling out there. Are you going to do any of the suggestions and use some of the resources that we all provided for you today? Y'all let me know in the comments. Y'all can come back to the replay and let me know as well. All right. And let me know one thing you're going to do to save money on gas right now. Y'all put that in the comment. Tell me from everything that we've discussed or that you will do to save money on gas, right? Okay. Y'all can drop down in the comments. Let me know what's one thing that you can do to save money right now, right? Okay. Because anything that you put in the comments, we can use, right? Because we can use all the help we can get right now. All the help we can get, we need it right now, right? Okay. So, yeah, that's down to the apps, down to changing the routines, down to driving less, and even just reducing the speed, right? As we're going down the highways. Anything we can do to save, y'all drop down those comments and let me know what's one thing you might try to do, to save money on the gas, right? And remember, right? We might not can't control the prices of the gas, right? But we can control how we respond to it, right? So I hope y'all got something out of this live today here. I hope you were able to pick up some of these resources that we put out to y'all as well here. Always free, feel free. If you missed anything earlier in the live, come back to the live, watch the replay, pick up some of those resources that we put out for y'all as well. But I hope you all enjoyed this live today. I enjoyed everyone on the live as well. All right, well, y'all, I want to say again, my name is Tanya Marie here with Bold One for Life, where we want you to be unique, be different, but most importantly, just be you. All right, so y'all know I'm going to be seeing y'all on these YouTube streets. I enjoyed this live today with y'all. I hope y'all have a blessed rest of your day and evening. Thank y'all so much. Ta-ta for now.